Hello everybody, Blind Metal Gamer here, and it's now time for another episode of The Blind Side, where today I'll be discussing the DualSense PS5 controller. You heard that right. DualSense controller on PlayStation 5. It got revealed just last week, and man, the internet has been on fire, and I'm going to give you my perspectives and my thoughts on this controller, and here's what we know so far. The controller has a white outer part where the D-pad and the face buttons will be. So the face buttons will be white with a black shape on them. I don't know if these face buttons are going to light up or what the deal is, and the D-pad is pure white. The shoulder buttons, the L1 and L2, R1 and R2 buttons, are black, and to be honest, they feel more like trigger buttons. And the little piece of plastic that is separating the L1 and L that separates the shoulder buttons on the PS4 controller is not present here. It is nowhere to be found. So, that's going to be interesting. The touchpad is white, and then the part where the PlayStation button is going to be, which is a new PlayStation logo, or the PlayStation logo, and then your sticks are housed in this black compartment. So it's black and white, and then the light bar is not going to be on the front of the controller. It's going to be on the side of the touchpad, so that's going to be pretty interesting. On the back, you have your USB-C charging. Thank God for USB-C, because micro USB sucks. And then on the front of the controller, there will be a 3.5 headphone jack. So I'm hoping that, personally speaking, for me, my HyperX Cloud Gaming Stinger headset will work. That way I won't have to, people won't have to buy all new headsets. They can just use what they have, save some money. For those sweet, sweet games coming out for the PS5. Let's see. Alright. And then, that's pretty, and, oh yes. The share button is no longer the share button, it's the create button. They've not revealed a lot about that, so that's pretty much going to be a thing where, they're going to expand on streaming for sure, and they're going to expand on the content creation. I'm hoping that they'll have something similar to Share Factory built into PS5 and baked into it for the create button part specifically. Let's see. Other than that, that's all we pretty much know at this point. We don't know if there's going to be back buttons. We don't know if there's going to be an elite version of this thing. But from what I have, oh yes, and the touchpad will have a built-in microphone for easy chatting, and it will have noise cancellation, but everyone is saying the headset's the way to go. So we're going to see how that turns out when the PS5 and the DualSense is in my hot little hands. I'll be able to review it properly here on the podcast and give you guys my thoughts, views, and opinions of the PS5 console itself. This is just my speculation. Now, what I'm hoping that they'll do is, like with the microphone, you could say, PlayStation 5, start broadcast. And it would take you right to the broadcast setup, where you could switch between Twitch or YouTube and do your broadcasting. Now, that would be amazing for people who need help with their broadcast setups that can't quite use their hands or need voice activation for accessibility reasons. Another thing I think it would be cool is, PS5, start recording. Again, another feature that was on Xbox One but not on PS4. You couldn't activate it with your voice and say, hey, start recording at this certain time. Hopefully they'll have that with the DualSense. I know we're going to get haptic feedback, and the way they described it was, if you're shooting a bow, you'll feel the tension. If you're going through mud or something like that, you'll feel it in the rumbling. That's going to be pretty cool. I cannot wait to see that, or to check that out, and to see how they play with that and how that works, especially in a fighting game. That's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm just like Mortal Kombat, for example, MK12. Oh my God, I'm just gushing over what they could do with this DualSense controller. NetherRealm Studios. Then even before then, Injustice 3 coming out, probably 2021. Safe to say. I can't wait for that and to check that out. and to see what they do with the DualSense on that aspect. I can't wait to see just all these great features. But the color, man, it threw me off. I'm like, white? Really? It's going to be white and black? I guarantee you they're going to have an all black design. They're going to have multiple color designs. What I would love to see, and I know this would be a pretty penny, but I would love to see a design studio just for the DualSense where you submit your orders, like with the Xbox One. You could submit your pre-orders, they would work on them, and then they would you would have your own custom controller. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I could see me having a black and silver one with, maybe a metallic silver finish, or a gold and black. That would be awesome. Um, but, right now, we just don't know. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with it. We don't know, how it's going to work as far as PC connectivity. I mean, although personally, I don't game on PC, but I know people that do. So they're going to want functionality for that purpose. And personally speaking, I would love to see these things work with like mobile phones and tablets and iPads. That way, if you want to play a game on your iPad, you can stick the controller in there. Boom, you have your controller set up ready to go. And you don't have to do anything funky just to get it to work. Now, I'm really excited about this whole control, this new DualSense, and what all it's going to bring to PS5. Again, I'll have more once I get my PS5 in my hands, and once I'm able to properly review it for you. Really looking forward to this. And when I saw the reveal, I was just blown away by the quality of it, the way it looks, the visuals of the controller, and all of that. I just can't wait to see what they do next, and how they're going to make it, a better product. I would love to see the buttons, the D-pad and the shoulder buttons, or the D-pad and the face buttons, rather, light up, Like square would light up pink, triangle would be green, circle would be orange, and X would light up blue. That would be pretty awesome, Not only would it look cool, but I think that, again, as a gamer that's got a visual impairment, those light cues are going to be key because people know, which button is which. If they can't see the shape, they can see the color of the lights. If they can see that. So, but I would also, again, as I alluded to a while back, I want better text-to-speech in the PS5 itself because I'm going to be honest with you. I think that PS4 text-to-speech, while good, it needs to be vastly improved. And it needs to be vastly improved for the PS5. And maybe have something incorporated into the DualSense. Maybe when you push a specific button, it would tell you what button you push. Have that incorporated in game too. And you got a winner right there. Definitely. I mean, I would love that. But again, will we get it? I don't know. I mean, I've tried to suggest, why don't you guys try this, and they just say that they'll listen, but then I don't see any results from my suggestions unless they're going to incorporate them into PlayStation 5 right out the box. Again, I won't know anymore until it's in my hands and until I get this thing and check it out and hold it in my hands and use it and all that good stuff. So, this has been my podcast of talking about rather the DualSense, what we know so far. So in the next podcast, we're going to go back to 1996 and the Nintendo 64, and I'm going to discuss some of my favorite games with you, and I'm going to discuss why I liked the games that I picked for this discussion for the Nintendo 64 podcast. Until then, this has been Blind Metal Gamer saying, as always, be sure to give a listen, and if you like what you see, give this podcast a share to all your friends and family. I'll see you next time. So long, everyone. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.